Hello, and welcome back to the Ordo Scriptorium, a TTRPG live play that dives into the macabre and the horror. All of our characters taking on these powers and personas that are designed to hunt down demonic and evil creatures from beyond the curtain. To dive into that a little bit more, let's go ahead and introduce our characters. Let's go ahead and start with Kayla and work down the list.
So I'm Kayla, and I am playing Bonnie Carlton, a young college-age student who takes her author is Mary Shelley, and she is juggling going to school full-time and fully throwing herself into this other realm that she stumbled into.
Okay, why don't we jump over to Neil? Neil, who are you playing?
I am playing Elliot Craig, a middle-aged mechanic who has been haunted by the particular car that we are in the process of dealing with. All of Elliot's abilities are based in Lovecraft, so the crazier he gets, the stronger he gets.
All right, Corey, tell us about your character.
Character's Rex Johnson, a middle-aged detective. My author is Edgar Allan Poe, so I play with birds and shoot my friends.
Speaking of which, Zach,
I'm a producer.
tell us about
I was playing Preston Thaddeus Howlett, but I'm dead now. So I'm going to be here because I am the only one who knows how to record all of this crap. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this turns out as well. And whether or not Rex also dies, which, fingers crossed.
I will.
Fingers crossed.
I'm gonna miss Preston. I'm gonna miss it. In the last game, Preston unfortunately did meet his end. He got it in his head that he would be able to damage the spirit possessing this demonic car if he died. And
I like how you say I got it in my head, like I didn't read literature in the game that you provided me to think that.
Guy came up with some harebrained scheme of just dying.
It was all on him. And then his best friend just shot him in the heart immediately without a second thought.
I was told to shoot you, and I rolled a little too high on damage.
A little?
He's a much obliged.
A little?
Bam.
I was about to say, that was my health times 2. A little my ass.
It was a bit more than a little.
Yeah, that was an intense moment. Poor Preston did get shot through the heart.
I mean, it's arguably the calmest moment for Preston ever.
That's true.
Let's happy.
He is dead, so there's no intensity coming from him anymore.
You know what's super great? You know what's super great about coming back to this after like an extended period of time? So I'm looking at my character sheet, and with no like context at all, I just have poop 1. Like it's the quantity of a thing that I possess for some reason.
That's awesome.
And I'm sure there's going to be somebody out there.
It was because I shot the door and you pooped yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I do want to say to everybody out there listening to this, for you, a week has elapsed. But for us, the incredibly intense, crazy happenings of last game was the last thing we could do before we had to take a week, like a month and a half off. So it is going to be a real shit show.
Yeah, I really hope everybody's been reading up their player stats and remembering how to play the game, because I have.
Yeah?
And I'm playing the monster car that kills everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping everybody's bringing their A game tonight.
I haven't read shit. I'm dead.
Yeah,
I'm alive and I haven't read anything.
The last time I read something, I got killed. So I don't think I'm going to do any more reading.
That's a good
I'm here for the
That's awesome,
lulls.
kids. Don't read.
Lulls. I believe where we were plot wise is Preston. It's a demon car. Preston, through evidentiary collection, got it in his head that if he summoned the demon car and made an agreement with the demon car, then killing him would hurt the demon car. Unfortunately, that was not true. But nonetheless, Rex shot him in the heart immediately, without hesitation, without second thought, even though he called him his best friend the entire time. And he is now dead, and the car is just fine, and things are about to get bad. I think if I've recalled everything correctly.
That sounds about right to me. Bonnie did, run over to Preston's body as he was on his way out. They had a moment.
Made my little goodbye. Final speech. Yes.
And just for layout, you guys are at the raceway where this car was summoned. The demon possessing this car was summoned. I believe you guys had figured out that the mechanic that was in charge of this car prior to it becoming a demonic monster made a mistake in his job that resulted in his wife and the race car driver dying. He tried to bring her back to life, summon her, but instead screwed up the spell and summoned a demon into the car instead. This car has been through many hands. It has a urge to, or a contract tying it to people that desire some kind of freedom. They're trying to escape something. That's the idea behind this car. The open road is freedom. The speed is freedom. But when you don't need that freedom anymore, when you want to stop, when you want to put it away, the contract's done and your soul becomes a part of the car. Now, through the years, this car moved around collecting souls, eventually ended up in Elliot's possession, and nearly killed him, which triggered his abilities to see beyond the veil and the supernatural. Most people lose the ability to see the supernatural upon seeing it the first time. They either dismiss it as something that couldn't possibly be supernatural and convince themselves that it didn't really happen that way, or they go insane. The few that don't succumb to those two circumstances become eventually, hopefully, authors like you guys, ready to do battle against the evil like you are about to face. Like I said, you guys are facing this car on the raceway. I think Bonnie's actually the closest, as Preston had just recently stepped out of the car. Elliot
and then stepped off the planet.
And then stepped off the planet.
I need to just mute my
Elliot
mic.
and Rex.
I'm going to mute my mic so I can make secondary comments without interrupting the flow of gameplay.
I believe Elliot and Rex are like 2 ranges away. Rex having just shot poor Preston through the heart. And I believe that's where we left everything. Does anybody have anything I'm missing?
The only thing that I really remember is I'm kind of in a weird position right now because it tried to come at us, and I remember I threw my chain at one of the tires and got it wrapped around it, which kind of screwed that up. Made it so that it's, impaired a little bit when it comes to the go. But now I don't have anything but my bare fist is. So I hope I can punch a car really good.
So then the car is actually, what did we do you remember what we ended up saying the mechanic for that was going to be? Like, is its speed inhibited?
I think that was it.
Like the grapple, basically.
Yeah, it was like a grapple sort of situation, because I think that was what we were going to do. But I mean, at the same time, too, depending on how it's wrapped up in there, it could still go, just not as fast. So do with that what you will.
You guys had figured out that it had a perk, extreme speed. And I think we cut the extreme out of the speed. So it just has normal speed. It can move 1 range now because of the chain that you wrapped around its tire. It would have to sort of alleviate that chain in order to get that perk back. Just for everybody listening, we are really actually getting into the car fight for the first time right now. So Some of the rules for this game are going to be, adjusted to make sense for a car. But ultimately, like, this is gonna single mod's very flexible, and we're able to really like make these things make sense pretty easily. Are you guys ready to jump into this?
Sure.
Dead.
Okay. Are
just imagining Preston
ready to jump into this?
I'm just imagining Preston as like a ghost announcer.
As long as there's ghost cocaine for him to do, he'll be all right. Ghost cocaine.
There's so much cocaine on the other side. There's so much cocaine. So much.
Yay.
That's why it's so white.
Preston's having his cocaine and hookers. It'd be wonderful.
If he does do a shot-by-shot call of what's going on, he has to do it like the announcers from the pod racing in episode
I am
1.
not doing a shot-by-shot call of what's going on. If I did, I would just point out at the end of it every time that Rex killed me for no reason.
You're like, and the car's coming around the left corner, and Rex shot me for some reason.
There's my There they are, passing it again.
Elliot's standing off with the car.
Passing the
he
body
really
with
looks
me
tough.
for no
Rex
reason.
is over there not feeling one bit of remorse for his best friend that he shot in the heart 2 seconds ago.
Wow, what's it like to have a heart? Wouldn't know.
Oh, man. Elliot nailed that car. Not unlike Rex nailing Preston with his gun 10 seconds ago. All right, I'm going to stop talking.
I love these vibes.
I'm ruining this. I'm going to stop talking.
And with that note, why don't we jump into initiative? Do you guys remember how to roll initiative? I believe it was perception awareness plus a d20.
That is correct.
Got a 13.
I got a 22.
I got an 8.
So Bonnie got an 8. Rex, what did you get?
22.
22. And Elliot got a 13.
Yes.
Okay. And Preston got a tier, a single tier.
Just one.
Actually, okay.
You forgot to push to talk.
All right. To start off our initiative will actually be Rex. Followed by the vehicle.
Rex already took his action to kill his best friend and feel nothing.
I would accept that if you wanted to.
I'm just now. We didn't. Yeah, I'm just now calling for initiative.
I'm really done. So it was a stealth attack that he shot his best friend and felt nothing.
Increased damage.
Let's not forget, you asked me to shoot you.
Yes, and you did not hesitate for 1 second to shoot your friend.
Yeah, at least I did. You didn't even want to do that.
You didn't even do any research whatsoever. It was just like, yep.
I'm hoping that by the end of this game, Rex is going to have a very good reason for shooting his best friend. Maybe he'll have some nice words to say at the funeral. That is if
his eulogy.
Everybody's gonna die.
His eulogy is he asked me to. I swear it.
I will play the ukulele, and we can play whatever the song is that we played in the first session.
Wasn't it like the national anthem, if I recall correctly?
No, I thought it was like America the Beautiful or something
like that. It was terrible.
Yeah, after you guys were trying to buy a gun.
Yeah, it was nothing I feel good about putting on the internet, that's for sure.
That's fair.
All right. I'm going to stop talking now. For real.
Rex, you're first up. You're, I think, 2 ranges away. And the car is just beyond Bonnie and your best friend's dead body.
I'm gonna use one of my torches and call a murder of crows to start attacking the car.
Okay.
Gonna shit all over it.
Let me double check that. So, remind me, how did those torches work for the murder of crows?
So they automatically deal 4 vitality damage each round at the beginning of the target's turn. And to get rid of them, the car will have to make an attack on the murder and deal at least 7 points of damage with no soak or damage modifier.
All right. And is there a defense roll against your murder, or you said just automatically?
Yeah, it says automatically deal 4 vitality damage.
Well, damn. All right. This murder of crows comes flying out from the banisters, suddenly, like, just of the speedway, and swarm down onto this car, scratching at it, hitting the windshield. It's very much the birds. You know, all of these cars, just these birds just coming in and scratching it, distracting it, doing all kinds of damage to it.
That's Hitchcock. That's not Poe.
Poe wrote The Raven.
Okay, the birds do damage. That's the point here. The birds do damage.
It still works, guys. Jesus, give him a break,
it's man. Just the visual. It's just the visual.
Yeah. It's not like all the crows are also like yelling Nevermore at him the entire time.
Just imagine if we were like all rules lawyers. Actually.
Put your glasses up. Actually.
All right. And Rex, does that conclude your turn? Are you taking a movement or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm going to run the opposite direction.
So back towards the building that you just came out of,
yep.
Which is kind of the parking garage for all the cars that is now abandoned. Yep. All right, so you move 1 range back, so you're 3 ranges away now. All right, this car is going to go next, and it is going to actually use one of its perks and powers. It is going to attempt to possess Bonnie.
That's unfortunate.
Thanks.
That just gives me more reason to have shot Elliot.
Elliot? Why are you shooting Elliot
now?
Not
Elliot, Preston.
What are you,
I'll shoot Elliot if he gets possessed.
Killing everybody? I don't
care.
Jesus Christ.
Said the wrong name.
If you guys remember, the car has possessed one other person. He possessed that waitress at the restaurant and chop shop. So you've seen this happen before. You know that this is a power this thing has, and to resist a possession, attempted possession, you're going to need to do a I believe it's an endurance resolve check, and it's an opposed roll. I'm rolling manipulation and force because I'm trying to manipulate and force my way into your soul.
All right.
Do good. That looks like not good.
I rolled a 4.
Ooh.
That's not good.
And with your modifiers, I'm guessing...
Oh, that was a 4 with my modifier.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely possessed now.
Oh, man. This is going to be a rough finale if everybody just dies to the car.
TPK.
TPK. Never done one of those live on air.
So you're going to be possessed for the next round, and it doesn't specify exactly how this works, but I'm going to go ahead and say, like, on your turn, Bonnie, I'm going to force you as the possessor to take an action, to do something. Okay. And so then now we're moving on to Elliot. The car is not actually going to take any movement. It's going to stand back there as these birds are attacking it, and Bonnie is possessed.
See, it's already taken damage.
Now, here's the question. Given the fact that Elliot has some experience with this thing in the past, would he be aware of what is happening with the possession?
This is like all happening in such a fast movement. I would say like she hasn't done anything quite yet to indicate that she's possessed. You know, she hasn't acted weird or anything. So it would have to be some kind of like an awareness check to kind of see. But I would say, you know, all of you guys know possession is within this stalker's ability. You've seen it possess people before. So when Bonnie starts acting weird, it's not unreasonable to believe you guys are going to know that.
Well, I think at this point, because she hasn't actually done anything, I wouldn't know. So I'm how far away from this thing?
2 ranges.
Which is how much of my movement is that? Do I only get 1 range?
1 range, or you can spend the momentum
to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to burn a momentum to make it 2 ranges up into this thing's grill. And I don't have a weapon right now. So is there like a rock on the ground that I could just pick up and smash? I'm not trying to throw it. I'm trying to stand in front of this thing and just smash it.
There is a bunch of like crap all over the place, honestly. Why don't you go ahead and do like an awareness perception check?
Okay.
And just look around, and the better you roll, the better the object is, because you are in the speedway. It is an abandoned speedway. There's a bunch of like crap everywhere that was left behind.
There's Preston's body.
That's true. I could beat it with Preston's body.
You could grab Preston's gun.
Zach has left the call.
That's true. Well, I've already rolled, and I rolled a not good. My total is 8.
8. Okay. With an 8, I'd say you'd be able to see that there is a big rock nearby that you could use as just like a melee weapon.
That is all I need, baby. All right. I'm just going to pick up a rock and while holding it in my hand, just smash it into the windshield.
All right. Go ahead and roll this is a melee attack. Roll your melee attack.
So I just got to double check here because it's been a hot minute since I've done any sort of combat even. I got to double check on this.
That would be your melee
+3. And then, yeah. So it's force, melee, and okay.
And D20.
Well, my torch also helps out too. Because I've got Führer going on here. Let me see. Yes, so Führer is going to be, well, this torch is lit. Agent's damage is increased by their madness points +3. So that's 7 +3 +2. So that's a +12.
Okay. For your damage? Is it specifically damage or attack and damage?
I thought it was...
I mean, remember...
Oh, it's only damage. It's only damage, yes. Not attack and damage.
Oh, does it add after the fact then?
Because so remember, the damage is what stacks.
However much you beat them by is how much damage you do. There's no separate damage roll.
Right.
Okay, well then...
What does it say specifically?
Then, it says literally the agent with this lit turns insanity into power while this torch is lit. The agent's damage is increased by their madness points +3. No darkness points are gained by the narrator.
So what would happen in this case is it's not adding anything to your to hit. So you're rolling the force in melee plus the d20 to hit.
Right.
But once you hit, whatever you beat them by is the damage, then you add that extra 7
plus
or whatever.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. So
rules lawyer to the rescue.
Whee! Didn't roll super great though. Seems to be the theme so far this evening. Grand total of 14.
To hit?
Yes.
Yeah, actually that hits.
Damn.
I rolled a natural 1 on my d20.
Damn.
So that was he's got some modifiers, but you'd still beat him with his modifiers. Beat it with its modifiers. So what's the total damage then? So like I got a 7. You
said you had a 7. 7, yeah, 14. So that is 5 plus 7. Grand total of 12.
Yeah, you take this rock and slam it into the windshield, shattering it. There's a huge hole. It goes straight through, punches down inside of the car. As the glass just spider webs around this giant gaping hole you just put in it. You gave it one hell of a black eye.
Yeah, I feel like just for some flavor, because this thing has talked to him before. He just screams at it as he does it. Didn't have to be this way.
Okay. Next up then in initiative, I believe is now Bonnie, who is possessed.
Yikes.
From Bonnie's voice, you hear the car say, "You know what, buddy? You're right. It didn't need to be this way." And Bonnie, go ahead and try and shoot Elliot.
Try to roll the opposite of what Rex did when he tried to shoot his friend.
Now, in this situation, Rex, of course, is going to get his defense roll.
Which Rex is? Or is she shooting me?
Elliot is going to be getting his defense roll.
Oh, that's right. What am I rolling for defense again?
Your weapon plus agility. So melee probably plus your agility score.
Yeah. So 24. You are not pressing to talk.
I got a 14.
Okay. You see it coming and manage to like just sidestep the gun at the last minute. She's not moving particularly fast, but I'm gonna say like it's pretty goddamn obvious when the gun goes off to you. There's no doubting you understand what this situation is, knowing that this car can possess people and seeing what Bonnie just did. Yeah. You know what's what with Bonnie.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're back at the top of initiative again. Rex, that's you.
I'm going to realize the car didn't move, so I'm going to go back closer a distance and then shoot it.
All right. You take your movement to get 1 range closer. You're now 2 ranges away, and you take aim and shoot at the vehicle. Go ahead and roll your attack.
18.
18. I got a 13 on my defense. So that is 5 points of damage against the vehicle. Ooh,
also,
you guys are really doing.
It avoids 4 of its soak if it has any, because I've pierced level 2.
Hell yeah.
Okay. That's right. You do. Okay. Next. So the
It's really happening. Everybody's frozen on my side.
As well.
All right, hello everybody. I know that I am now randomly the dead guy talking to you in the middle of what was a combat action, but the internet decided to stop working for all 5 parties involved in it for a small period. But we've got everybody back now, so we're gonna get back into the combat order. So I will go back to being dead. Wiz, take it away.
Good.
Right. Rex had just shot the car.
Where you belong.
Rex just shot the car, and that pissed off the car so much it fucked up everybody's internet. The demonic forces just as shockwaves through.
Yeah.
So it is now the car's turn. Bonnie, inside your head, you're gonna feel the car sort of let go. Its round possessing you is over, but you're gonna hear as it goes out and says, "You're a terrible shot." This feminine voice.
This car is sassy.
She
is. Kind of is. She kind of is.
She is. She then is going to use her telekinesis to pick up Bonnie and throw her at Elliot. Bonnie, because this is a telekinesis, you do have an ability to an opportunity to resist it. As this force is lifting you off the ground. It's, I believe, let me double check, but I think it's force and build. Force as your attribute and build as your skill, if you happen to have it, against my intelligence and build.
Have that. My force is only a 1.
Say that again. You're a
little push to talk.
Push the button.
God dang it! I don't have that, and my force is only a 1. So
just +1.
20.
God dang it.
Wiz, while you're rolling, don't forget your 4 damage, my birds.
I rolled an 18 plus 1 is a 19.
Whoop, whoop.
19. Oh, all right. So you are able to resist the car picking you up with its telekinetic force blowing against you. She was clearly trying to use you as a projectile. She's going to take her movement and her actually use a momentum to take a second action. And in doing so, she is actually going to move. So she is going to Rex. You are 2 steps away, but she is still hobbled by that chain. So actually, she's just going to try and run over Elliot. Make a melee attack with her carapace, her natural armor, which as a car, that's what she's got. So she's making a melee attack against you, Rex. She is not a very good, or not Rex. I'm sorry, Elliot.
I was going to say, it's like
run you down. Yeah, Rex is too far away at this moment. She's going to try and take you down with her second attack using her momentum. Go ahead and roll your defense. It's a melee attack against you.
I forget. I literally just did this. What is my roll against it? It's
your skill for like attacking, probably melee, I think is what you have, and the attribute agility.
Agility. Okay.
Agility for defense.
21.
21. Yeah. So you guys are beating her quite a bit.
Haven't even used the dynamite yet.
Yeah, so
I'm just being used like a doll.
Keep running distraction, Bonnie. You're doing great.
You tried to throw her, or she tries to throw Bonnie. This alerts you as Bonnie's being like levitated, but she manages to break out of it at the last moment before getting flung at you. But this gives you enough time to jump out of the way and do a tuck and roll as the car screeches by you, using its movement to get closer to Rex. It is now in between Bonnie, Elliot, and Rex. Bonnie and Elliot on one side, Rex in front of the car. And that's going to be the end of her actual turn. Next up, I believe, was Rex, right?
No, it's Elliot.
It's Elliot? It is Elliot. That's right. It's Elliot. And then Bonnie.
Yes.
So the card just moved one movement away from you. One range.
Oh, no. That's not going to happen. Yeah, I'm definitely going right back up to it, right in its face. I think this time, because I've already used a rock once, I would assume that rock is on the inside. I want to just literally attack it with my bare hands. I think that this would maybe look like me trying to rip the hood open. Maybe.
Okay.
Just for flair.
So you're just like this like beefy, meaty middle-aged mechanic with mechanic hands trying to just rip this like the hood open and get
anybody who has ever done any work on a car, you know the level of force that you put into a bolt that you can't get loose. That is what I'm doing right now with this. So yeah, again.
Let's say that's a melee attack, yeah?
Yeah, this one's a little more subdued. Total of 15.
All right, she got a 16 actually, so you by one on that one. You're trying to rip open a car hood, and it just doesn't quite.
Not easy.
Yeah,
not easy.
not an easy move. Not an easy move. All right, Bonnie, now you're up. You've been manhandled by this thing. Psychologically, it picked you up. Was going to use you as a object for throwing a projectile. What are you gonna do? I'm imagining Bonnie's a little pissed at this point.
Just a little bit. This is a really stupid question, but Effectus, to have used it, should I have mentioned doing it in the previous session we had?
That's one of your torches?
Yeah.
I believe your torch is going to be lit. What's the actual wording for that one?
It says, with this torch lit, they can use science from beyond, between sessions or with a reasonable amount of time.
Okay, yeah, so that probably would have been
okay.
At some point when it was a little bit more quiet.
Okay. Then I'm going to try to shoot at its tires.
Okay.
All
right. So that's a ranged
so it'd be
weapon.
Ranged weapon. So. Okay. Nope, never mind.
I was about to say I also finally got one good roll this entire game. So I'm guessing yours was fairly lower than a 21?
Oh yeah, it was a lot lower than that.
Okay. You have momentum and movement. Anything else you want to do? This is the boss fight, so if you want to use momentum, this would not be a terrible time to do it. If you have any left. I can't remember if you have any left.
Yeah, I have 2. Yeah, let's use a momentum.
She can't use a momentum. Momentum can only be spent to give you advantage.
Oh.
On the defense.
Oh, maybe I'm looking at
you
the
can't
old
re-roll
rules
anymore on momentums.
Okay.
Can she not use it to make a second attack?
Yes, she can use it to make another attack. That is 100% true. I thought you were saying to re-roll the roll like the old way, but she could totally use it to make another attack, without a doubt, yeah.
Okay, so I can use a momentum to try to shoot at the tires again?
I think it might be 2 momentum. I gotta look it up.
Well, I have 2, so.
I'm not quite sure. I could be completely wrong. I just want to make sure. It's been a while since
I was literally just looking at this because I was planning on using. I needed to use momentum. So I got it pulled up right here. Momentum in combat. The player turn to give themselves another action. This is spent 1 momentum directly after the previous action finishes.
Okay.
So you can spend 1 momentum to make another action directly after you just completed an action.
And you can use it in defense to give yourself an extra d20, like an advantage on defense, if I recall correctly. Or an advantage on a skill roll. But you can't do it with the attack. You looked at me confused, Wiz.
Oh, is she gonna do that? Or is Bonnie gonna take another attack?
Yep, I forgot to hit the push again.
Oh, okay.
So I've just been having conversation by myself.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it to attack again.
All right.
I got a 19.
I got an 18.
Oh my god.
So you did hit, but the car is going to soak. So not to take any damage. You hit it, but the endurance on the car, the endurance attribute is a 3. So she soaks that damage.
What's the effects on the gun?
Oh, that's right.
Like the effect level?
Yeah. What are the effects? What do the effects? What do they say?
I don't know if I have that written down. Hidden level 2, bleed level 4. Or level 2, sorry.
2. I don't think it would have any effect on the car, unfortunately. But
yeah.
All right, so close, but this is a car, and hitting it is hard. You hit the bumper, it ricochets. There is a nick. All right, Bonnie. Does that conclude your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Rex.
I'm going to use my mark ability on the car.
And how does that work? Please explain to us.
For the following round, all contested rolls from any source against the target gain a +2, and all of my allies gain advantage.
Oh shoot! Okay. And that is an action, correct?
Yeah, but then I was also going to spend a momentum and shoot the car again.
All right, spending momentum to take a second action.
You said we all get a +2?
On contested rolls.
On contested rolls.
On normal
contested
rolls, you just
are
get
attacks. Attacks and defenses are contested
all right,
rolls.
never mind then.
Any contested roll is anytime you are rolling and they are rolling, and one of you is trying to beat the other one.
So then that is a 18 plus 6, 26 to shoot it.
26 to shoot the car. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I got a 12.
Plus the 4 soaking things out of the way because Pierce.
Okay. Ooh.
So
all right.
It did a good chunk.
Yeah. How much is that in total? 26.
So it'd be 14.
14. Damn. Okay. You shoot this car in the engine block. Steam starts coming out of the hood. It is not looking good. It is in really, really rough shape right now. The car now is getting desperate. You can tell, like, as the steam is whistling out of the engine block, you almost hear the cries of the damned souls sort of echoing in the steam as it ejects from the engine. it's going to go ahead and use a darkness point, 3 darkness points.
Don't forget it's 4 damage from the birds. I don't know if that's going to kill it, but it would be nice if it did.
It is. It's looking pretty rough. It's not quite there yet, but it's really sticking close. The birds have gotten inside and are tearing up the upholstery.
Yeah.
The car is going to use its darkness points to impose a point of madness on all of you guys.
Yay!
I don't know if I wanted to do that.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on. Maybe not yay. I'm at 5 now.
Well, shit happens to you.
Yes, it does. Let me remember insanity. I'm right here. Okay. So when you get to 5, at this point, so you have to roll to see if you're going to take a psychic scar. So it's going to be a resolve roll.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't have that.
And I think it's going to be endurance resolve.
Endurance. Okay. And what am I trying to roll over?
Actually, at this point, it is going to be 5. Because
it'll be really hard to fuck it up.
One.
Not impossible. You are correct. Not impossible.
I did it again.
Okay. Well. Yeah. 10.
Okay.
It's enough.
So you don't take a psychic scar this round.
You've only made me stronger.
That does not conclude its actions. Now, Zach, real quick, I want to double check something with you. When using momentum to take another action, can I only take 1 additional action per round?
You can take as many actions as you have momentum.
Oh, I would have shot it more.
Well,
okay.
More pews.
I should have asked.
So it is actually going to then go ahead and actually use 3 momentums. It's going to use a telekinesis to launch a rock at first Elliot. The rock that you sent through its windshield. It's going to spin around and launch it right back at you. Go ahead, and so this is a ranged attack, so it's going to be your melee versus ranged, melee plus agility plus your d20.
And I get the extra 2, correct?
Yes. Because it's contested. It's
I'm going to need every little bit of it that I can, because this time I fudged it. 3, 8, 10.
10. I actually rolled a 20. So I got a 25 total. As this rock flies out of the front of this thing, it's going to do a total of 15 damage. Now your soak would be your, I think it was in
endurance and conditioning.
And conditioning. Okay, yeah.
Endurance and conditioning, that is...
subtracted from that 15 points of damage I just did to you.
And then I have to pull up, because I had it up and everything exploded. I need to, because Insanus is going to play into this, or Führer, rather. Got to pull that back up. Due to the shenanigans of the internet earlier... Injury and death thresholds are increased by the amount of madness points that they have currently. So 8 of that is reduced.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you said the total was what?
15.
15. So that's 7.
7. Yeah. All right.
It's an injury.
It is an injury.
Oh no.
That was one of the other things I studied up right before we played this game. It's been a little bit, but I wanted to make sure I knew the injury chart. If the target takes damage greater than 5 on an attack, they suffer an injury. The target rolls on the following table. So go ahead and roll a d20. I have the table right here. I'll tell you what you end up getting injured by. What part of your body gets
foot
hit?
or something. 19.
That actually is your legs.
Stop.
No. So your agility score is reduced by 1.
That's a temporary thing, I presume.
Until you get healed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's permanent for the course of this fight and campaign.
Right.
But
Yeah. So it hits you. You take a giant flying rock to the knee.
Be an author like you until I took a rock to the knee.
I was waiting for it. I didn't know if anybody was going to jump on it. I'm just.
I almost didn't. I was like, has that been overused?
I left an opening. Thank you, Corey. All right, it's going to use its next momentum to try to pull this damn chain off and fling it at Bonnie. So it's going to take this chain off of its. I guess it's not really contested because it's not like
it's just wrapped up around it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pulling it off so it can move, but it's going to take an action. It's going to cost some momentum to do it, and
constant push
it's going to fling
struggle.
this thing at Bonnie. Bonnie, go ahead. It's going to be a ranged attack. So go ahead and use your attack skill plus your agility plus your d20 to dodge this thing.
$15.
15.
Is that with your +2?
Yeah.
I actually rolled a 14, so you did beat it. You dodged the chain as it comes flying at you. It's now going to use its next momentum. I used 3 on this round to send Preston's gun flying at Rex as a melee attack. It's flinging it at you at high speeds. It's actually throwing the gun at you.
That's unfortunate.
Kidding.
So yeah,
I rolled a 28.
Damn.
Shit. I actually rolled really well too, but not that well. I got a 23. Okay. That's gonna end this car's turn here, using 3 momentum like that. Next up then is gonna be Elliot. The car moves 1 range away from you.
Car's 1 range away from me, and how far away is my chain from me? Because I know I moved up to it, so I'm further away from Bonnie now. So my chain's probably 1 range away.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sucks. Because, I totally forgot that chain has rapid attack 2 on it. So, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been helpful.
Yeah, it would have been helpful. I mean, I was trying to solve a temporary need. I thought we were doing something, and then you got blasted. So
it
things
made a
kind of...
difference. No, it did make a difference.
Did. I was going to say, I'm sure it made a difference.
Jacked up one of my other abilities that I haven't been able to use this entire time because I wasn't able to use my speed. And they kind of go hand in hand. So you did. That was smart. That was smart.
I think at this point he would not be smart enough to try to go for the chain. I think he's kind of in rage mode right now. I think he's just gonna go back straight up to it and do another melee attack of some degree on it. I don't know what the flare would be on that. Maybe, I don't know, like beating it with its own side mirror or something.
All right, yeah, we'll go with that. We'll say that somebody needs to get this man a chain. But we'll say you go up and you try to rip the side mirror off to use it as a weapon. How about we do that? How does that sound?
That sounds great.
All right, go ahead and roll a melee.
Okay. That's pretty good. Is the +2 still a thing? Or was that just one round?
That was a Corey power. That was
we haven't gotten to my turn yet, so I think it's still going.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. All right. In that case, 25.
25 beats mine by 1. I got a 24.
Okay.
So I will soak the damage as you're trying to rip the mirror off.
Yeah, my current is +8 from Insanus.
+8 to damage?
Yes.
Oh, damn. So that's a total of 9 damage, and you did beat my defense, so that does do damage to me. You do get that +8, a total of 9. I soak 3 of them, so a total of 5 damage. You rip this thing right off. I'm gonna go ahead and say you rip the thing off. You now have a weapon in your hand if you want to like try and hit it.
Yes. You know, because we did say that you can roll an extra attack, right? With a spending momentum.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that.
Okay.
I ain't good at much, but beating stuff, that's what I do. All right.
Oh, okay.
She remembered to press to speak that time.
I like to beat stuff too. Especially alone.
So anyways,
have some nice time with myself. Splendid.
Grand total is 16.
16. Okay. On my defense, I actually rolled a 20.
Okay.
So I actually don't take damage to them on my. I slide away from you at the last minute before you're able to swing down with the newly acquired side mirror. Bonnie, I think you're up next.
Okay. How far am I from the car?
I think it's only just one range away.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hobbled.
So I'm currently behind it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I think I want to try to move to the left side to try to get in front of it.
Okay, so it's one range away from you. So I'd say you can get up to it and like kind of basically be within 5 feet in front of it if you want, or use a momentum to get further to take move 2 ranges and get like up to it and then 1 range in front of it. Which way did you want to do it? Did you want to get like right in front of it, or did you want to get a range in front of it?
I'll get right in front of it.
All right, Bonnie's pissed off. She gets right up in front of this thing looking like a badass. And what does Bonnie do?
I'm going to try to open one of the doors and get inside it.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say that this is going to be kind of why don't we say this is a sort of like a grapple check, an opposed like physical like check against trying to get in. Let me just double check the grapple rules right quick, because we are trying to like make this work for a car, but grapple seems to suit. Does that sound right to you guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you'll need to spend requires a momentum to make the attempt. Okay. Let's see.
Hello.
Okay, actually, go ahead and just roll a force check. And it's gonna have to be like it's gonna have to be the 10.
Okay. I would like to use mind over matter so that I can roll with my intelligence stat instead of my force stat.
Oh, that's a very good use of that particular ability. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. And I got a 10 altogether.
Okay. You're like trying to pry this thing open. It's not really like working, so you use your gun to leverage the door open just enough to slide your tiny, college girl body into the front seat. You're now inside the car.
I'm kind of shocked because I didn't think I'd get this far.
Remember, those seats can spring load.
And there's birds in there with you.
And you're surrounded by birds.
Friends.
I need to get rid of those damn birds.
Yes, you do. 4 damage every round.
Every round, damn it, man. I'm like getting really low on HP too here. You guys, this car is looking like messed up. Like
12
right
damage from the birds alone.
Damn. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, it's pretty close to. It's on death's door for sure, and it's pretty obvious that it's right there. So
that's coming and knocking in the form of my turn.
Yeah. Bonnie, do you want to use any more momentum or anything to take another action?
I'm out.
I guess
now.
you're out, aren't you? Okay. Rex, go ahead. I guess that means you're up.
All right. I'm going to use Mark again.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend the last 3 of my momentum, and I'm going to Terminator walk towards this car, unloading into the engine.
Hell yeah!
All right.
I might die in this process, though.
I'm aiming at the engine.
He's got a knack for killing people.
Rex just keeps killing people. Can't stop killing his friends.
Yeah. Let's hope. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Do it. Let's do it. Let's see what happens.
First shot is a 21.
All right. First defensive roll is a 23 for me.
Second one's going to be a 22.
Mine was an 18.
So
4 damage.
4 damage? Yeah, 4 damage.
But then I soak 3.
But there's no soak because Pierce.
Oh. Okay. Fire your last set of rounds.
It's going to be a 25.
Jesus.
I have a +6 on shooting anything, plus the +2.
I got a 2. So that's 3 damage.
Not soaked.
Not soaked. Damn.
Okay, and if you're low enough that the birds are going to kill you and you want to give me the cinematic win here.
To be honest with you, I have 1 HP left. I have one vitality left.
And the birds would automatically do 4.
The birds.
So, all right, guys, we're at the end of this. For the conclusion of this battle, like you're just like you said, Terminator walking up, shooting this thing. One why don't we give everybody one last hit on this thing? Rex, you are taking obviously the death blow. What
that was also
do?
my last 3 rounds in my gun.
Oh shit! That's a really good thing that we got here then.
Yeah.
All right, Rex. Why don't you? How do the when we? Okay, guys, take a moment. Think about what you want to do for your last blow as you're ripping into this car. Bonnie from inside. Elliot with a side mirror in your hands that you ripped off the side of this thing, and Rex with your birds and your bullets and your Terminator walk. How do you guys want to finish this thing?
So I actually kind of want to roll mine into my phylactery, so I don't know if we want to do that separately.
Like roll your like.
So if basically with the phylactery, you take something from it and like create it into like a magical thing. What I wanted to do was use the side mirror to, I presume there is some sort of hood ornament or something on it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, let's go with
I would
yes.
assume. Yeah, I'm going to use the side mirror to bust the hood ornament off.
Okay. All right. You use the side mirror to bust off the hood ornament. Bonnie, what are you doing as like he's mowing into this car and the birds are in there with you? Uh-oh, did we lose them again?
Oh no.
I think we did. Right there at the end.
No. Yeah, we definitely lost them.
We were at the finish line, literally.
Pausing the recording again.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. We had technical difficulties again. We
Still
trying to get this thing wrapped up. So everybody bear with us. If I recall correctly, the last thing that was said was Neil had pulled a hood ornament off, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And take it away, Wiz.
All right. Bonnie, what are you doing inside the car as this thing is starting to like obviously shudder and bust as the radiator explodes in front of you? Final move.
So at this point, she's crying and she doesn't realize it between her sadness over Preston and just the overall trauma of this whole thing. The bottom of the steering wheel where all the wiring is, she just starts pulling out the wiring as hard as she can.
All right, you reach underneath the glove box and just start ripping at anything you can get a hold of. Press Rex. Go ahead and finish. How are you finishing this thing?
Well, Bonnie's still in there, so I'm gonna walk over and open the driver door that I'm assuming she got in. Or whatever door she got in, and pull her out of the car. And then I'm just gonna light a dynamite and throw it in.
You got me out first!
Didn't try to kill you.
She didn't ask me to.
That's fair.
Yeah.
True.
All right, you throw the dynamite in after yanking young Bonnie out of the vehicle. The fuse goes, the car screeches, turns towards you, looks like it's about to rev up for one more attack, and then the dynamite goes off. You guys like dive out of the way as this massive amount of fire just explodes. The carnage and wreckage of all this twisted metal coming at you. At the last moment, as this metal is looking like it's going to impale you as this car blew up just a few feet away from you, it suddenly stops midair and then draws back in on itself. A light begins to shine within the car, and it begins, all this explosion sort of implodes on itself, and the car crunches in, sort of smashing in on itself as all of the vitality, all of its life has been destroyed. It can no longer hold its existence on this plane. And the car eventually just crunches into a ball and vanishes into a ball of light, very much the end of Poltergeist. Of course, all the ravens flap around it in a very cinematic moment, and no raven was harmed in the making of this game. And that concludes this fight. You guys have vanquished the Porsche Spider 500, the demon-possessed car, at the cost of one of your own.
Technically, fighting the car didn't cost one of our own.
Hey, Rex, shut up.
Should we go, like, take the body?
Yeah, I'm going to walk over, and I'm going to pick up Preston's frail body and start carrying him back to the limousine. Very kind of like Batman Arkham City-esque when Batman's carrying Joker out of the theater.
And I will always love Preston.
All right.
I'm sorry I shot you.
You asked for it.
I thought you'd think twice.
You guys take the Preston back to the car.
How's the driver doing?
The driver's pretty like he's having a moment. He's having you have to drive him back.
Okay, that's fine.
He's pale. He's having a moment. You guys take Preston back. You call Charles Wheat, your editor, the individual who has the most experience in that you know of in the Ordo. He works things out so that the body is returned to his family. It's returned to the hotel to some degree with the limo. Preston's family is alerted to this. Time goes by. You guys make your way back to New York, to where you guys were living. Wheat helps you get back into town. You do attend Preston's funeral. To say one last goodbye to him. Any last words you'd like to say? A week later at Preston's funeral, you're standing there. It's raining. It's a dark, grisly day. You're standing around the grave with his family on the other side.
I would like to think. Originally, it was going to be I wanted to play ukulele, but now since it's raining and I'm a detective, I want to be like way far away, standing, leaning against a tree.
Yeah, that is the move. Move.
You see, the camera just sees you from the back, a shadowy figure with a fedora. Bonnie, Elliot.
I feel like in this solemn moment.
Push that talk to tech. Push the talk. Push the talk to talk. Push the talk.
Is that better? Yeah, there we go. I feel like in this moment, Elliot would turn to Bonnie and just be like, "So, did he add you into the will too?"
What are you talking about?
Yeah, the will. Inheritance and whatnot.
I didn't have anything.
There was no will.
No, this is purely a move to try to get some sort of. Madame.
Yes.
Echo. Sorry.
She's getting so frustrated.
Well, he's talking to me, so I know.
It's tough. It's tough.
I hear no. I've got my gain turned down super low, and I'm like eating my microphone, so hopefully that doesn't do anything. This is purely a move for him to hopefully have somebody overhear him to be like, oh, there's an updated will. Like this is him his attempt to get something out of it because he really loved living that fancy life. If he's gonna miss Preston for anything, it was exposing him to the fancy life.
Oh, I'm feeling loved right now.
Elliot, Bonnie, you hear this from Elliot. You still have Preston's poem he wrote you about being his only friend, his first friend. You're standing at the grave. What do you say?
You said his family's across from us.
Yeah, they're there. This is his. Yeah, and Charles is there as well. Your editor.
Does his family seem extremely upset?
His family seems very reserved,
indifferent,
almost grateful.
They got poker face. They're rich, wealthy. They don't show feelings.
So I look across at them and could kind of sense this like coldness about everything, and I awkwardly clear my throat and then say, Preston was really unconventional in some ways, but in the end he was a good, true friend to us when we needed it most. And then give his mama, yeah, he wasn't a total piece of shit kind of look.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck her.
Okay. She definitely like flinches a little bit underneath that gaze that you give her. Rex will melt into the rain as the ceremonies come to a conclusion.
I actually wanted to do one thing. And that
that?
Was when everyone cleared out. I wanted to walk up to the grave, lay his lockpick set on it, and go, because that's the only way you're going to get in, buddy. And then melt into the rain.
Oh, man.
Oh.
There it is.
Yep. That's cold. All right.
Nice. That's so perfect, though.
It is. It's a good line.
I'd say
I'm a murderer.
Elliot, as you were leaving, this was like your stalker. This is your introduction. What do you do after this? You lost a friend. You defeated an enemy, an old enemy. After the funeral, where do you go?
I don't know. You know what? I think that Elliot may consider. I almost wonder if he would consider his role in this done. Whether or not that's true or not remains to be seen, because he kind of thought that this was, when this gets resolved, that this was, well, I don't have to deal with this craziness anymore.
Get the itch.
So I feel like he attempts to go back to normal life.
Returns to his mechanic shop, kind of tries to reopen the business and just be a normal person again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The itch will get you, sir.
We'll see how that plays out as the supernatural continues to unfold in the world around you. But for now, you move on. You try to go home. You try to move on with your life to some degree. Bonnie, you're leaving the funeral. Walking down the sidewalk. It's New York. It's raining. You have an umbrella on. You're crying a little bit. Your eyes are blurry from the tears. And for a moment in the distance in the crowd, you think you see a familiar face. You think for a second you see Preston looking at you. Concerned on his face, concerned for you. But you know that can't be him, so you wipe away your tears. And the illusion is dispersed. It's not Preston there. But it's almost worse. There's another face, a face that you recognize. A face you also thought was dead. A face that now has scars on it. A face of your boyfriend, your lover, the man you were in love with, then disappears into the crowd and into the rain.
Loves to leave that cliffhanger. Loves it. Loves that cliffhanger.
Oh my fucking god.
And that concludes
season 2. Second
it only took like half a year.
Yeah.
Whoops.
We got there eventually.
We did it. We did it in the end.
We're one character short, but we got there.
I will say it was an absolute blast playing this game again with you guys. It was a lot of fun. Before we wrap for the night, does anybody want to start making some plugs?
Well, Zach and I have the Horrible Gaming Podcast that is now it's not a weekly show, but that's okay. That's okay.
It's an aspiring weekly show.
Aspiring. That's appropriate. That is appropriate. An aspiring weekly show where we attempt to talk about things that aren't absolute shit, but generally wind up being absolute shit in the gaming industry. But yeah, we just talk about games and bullshit and piss and moan about things. Really that's really kind of what it boils down to.
Old assholes bitching about stuff.
No matter how many times we try to pivot away, we always find our way back.
If you like first world problems, we got a podcast for you.
All right, Kayla, did you want to plug anything?
Nope, I'm just here.
Kayla this is her game. This is her show.
Yeah. Check out the
Corey.
Sunfish Sitting There playthrough. Kayla was on that, and it's very fun.
That was fun.
It
was a stream. We did it a while ago. You can find it on the channel. It was one of the most ridiculous nights of role-playing games you will ever listen to or watch. There's a lot of people peeing themselves and screaming at each other.
Character who actively pissed his pants.
Anybody who's watched me, Kayla, and Neil on the Lasso 3 streams and enjoyed that for any reason, go watch the Sunfish Sitting There. It's basically the role-playing game version of that.
Yeah, basically.
That game lends itself so well to comedy and just sort of like good laughs, good times. Corey, do you have anything you want to plug?
I want to plug Cheap Light Manufacturers for the reason my screen's so dark today.
Cheap Light Manufacturers for the ghosty appearance of Rex Johnson. And Zach, what do you got?
He's hiding from my murder.
It kind of fits because I'm a murderer.
Yes, you are. Does Rex have any remorse for that? Is that going to haunt him?
I'm sure he went home with his daughter and watered his plants and then started immediately drinking the bourbon he stole from your limousine.
Okay, all right. That's not really answering the question, but I'm going to take it as a yes. As far as plugging, yes, I run the Old Man Gaming channel. You can Neil already plugged our wonderful podcast. You can check that out. I have a podcast with Wiz that I'm not going to plug because he's going to plug that. So I will say that we've been very content light this year because I've rejoined the workforce and am now a bus driver. Yay me. But we're going to start getting some content out there, especially now that summer's coming up. We're going to get some recordings in, some actual plays. If you like the role-playing game side of things, this is not the only content that you will be seeing. We're going to be probably scheduling some more Astral Drive, possibly even some more of this, and also hopefully the second season of our id playthrough. So please check all that out. Stay tuned to the channel and just bear with us. We hit 605 subscribers. I'm super proud of that. So thanks to everybody who felt it necessary to click a button to listen to us whine more. Wiz, take it away.
All right. I'd like to just one more time shout out all of the players. You guys did a fantastic job this season, the previous season as well. It was a blast playing with you guys. This show and all other, TTRPG stuff from this channel can be found also on the wizardsrespite.com. We also have the Wizards Respite Sanctorum. It's where Zach and I will deep dive into all things TTRPG. We'll talk about games, game reviews. We'll do maybe breakdowns of different topics that GM should realize, or maybe we'll be able to help them. What players will help? Everything TTRPG. So please check that out. Check out the wizardsrespite.com. And yeah, I think that's it for tonight, guys.
Bye, everybody.
So long, guys.
See you next season. Next season.